Love is a verb. You've got to go out and get it. It occurred to me the other day that I've been talking about love for 25 years. And you know, I'm as enchanted, as mystified, as excited as the first day I stepped before an audience to talk about it.
This program is made possible by annual financial support from viewers like you. I can see all the eyeballs in the world, and my heart is warmed. Before I start, I have to do a little something for, and you'll understand just in a minute. But you know that I can't handle this, and I can't handle this, and but I had to wear it tonight for a very, very special reason. When I was on my tour for Born for Love, I was gone for 7 weeks. And those of you who know about my travel situations is I travel very lightly. I had one tiny little suitcase, and you could actually carry it on. And I was running from city to city. You know, half the time I didn't know where I was. And I was on every possible show. Those of you who watch a lot of television were probably about up to here with Leo, you know. I was on Sally, and I was on Donahue, and I was on this one, and I was on that one. And it never occurred to me that there are people who actually look at what you're wearing. Can you believe that? And so with this tiny little bag, I had 2 coats, I had 3 shirts, I had some underwear and some socks, and I had 2 ties, and I wore them for 7 weeks. And you wouldn't believe how many letters I got from people saying, Leo, is that all you own? And there were even some people who said, you know, we can afford to buy you a new tie and a new coat. I never thought of watching somebody and thinking of what are they wearing, but they do. And so for them, I bought an entirely new outfit. I mean, I want you to see... New shirt, new tie, new coat, new trousers, new pants, new underwear, the works. But now that they've seen it, here we go, you know. You know, I want you to notice something, too. You remember the first show I ever did was with KVIE in Sacramento. And, you know, who was Leo? Well, who's Leo now? But who was Leo? And so when I took my coat and my tie off, there was no place to put it, and I had to drop it on the floor. Well, as the years progressed, the next time I did a show, they gave me a coat hanger. Now I have my own private person. How about that? But you know, the best thing of all, those of you who know me well know that I have 2 great loves. One is little kids, and another is the elderly. And I just find those 2 segments of the population the most fascinating in the world. I mean, the little kids still haven't lost the magic. You know, they haven't been told that the world is a terrible place, etc., etc. So they believe it's wonderful, and for them it is wonderful. So whenever I have an opportunity to be with children or the elderly, I do. And recently I was asked to help in a dedication of a home for the elderly. And the doctor who was organizing it said, oh, Leo, you have to go in and see the people who are bedridden because they all watch your shows and they know you well. And I said, no problem, I love it. So I walked through, you know, and here was this wonderful woman, and I hugged her and she hugged me, and we walked into another room, and then we walked to a room where there were several people in wheelchairs, and I sat down with them. We had a wonderful conversation. And finally I walked in the room, and there was a very alert little woman popped up in bed there, you know. She even had blue hair. And she looked so good. I mean, I just loved her. And I walked up to her and I said, he told me everyone there knew me. You know, so I walked up and I said, do you know who I am? And she looked at me for a long time, and she said, no, honey, I don't know who you are, but if you don't know, I'd suggest you ask the head nurse. She knows everything. Don't you love it? Every day is a surprise. Benjamin Disraeli actually did the title for my last book, Born for Love, and he said this: we are all born for love. It is the principle of our existence, and its only meaning and its only end. And you know what? It's amazing how many of us give lip service to how much love means to us. We say we can't live without it, we're in search of it, etc., etc. But there are very few people who dedicate much time to the pursuing of love, to trying to understand what this dynamic, wondrous thing is that is our gift, and probably our greatest gift of life. And I can attest that dedicating your life to the process of finding out what love is all about is probably the most wonderful thing you could dedicate your life to. Love has taught me so many things over the years. It's relieved me of conflict, literally. It's so funny how people have to be right. You know people who always have to be right? Well, you know what? I let them be. Oh, they're ranting and raving and screaming. I learned a wonderful, wonderful way to handle this. I smile at them and I say, you know, you may be right. And then I think, won't it be fun when they found out they were wrong?